Spillane grounds it to the left side, out of the way of the ball was Myers running as the shortstop Dennis throws on to first to retire Spillane 6-3. And Dennis making his season debut. Was a 20th round draft pick of the Astros in 2018 out of Middle Tennessee State, where he was a Blue Raider. Swings to the next pitch, grounds it down the third base line. It's fair, but it was off of his foot, I guess. It was super awkward the way that it was hit. And I guess it was off his foot. Yeah, he rolled down the third base line fair.
Either off his foot or maybe off that corner of the plate. I'm not really sure. It kind of made a weird noise.
Yeah, it was. So it's a strike. Of course. 0-2 the count. Runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the third. Rookie back in second is Thornton the pitch. And lunging at it was Dennis, looping it in the left center field. Being sent home is Rita. The throw comes to third and tagged out. Trying to go to third is Vinsky. And up to second goes Dennis. So it'll be an RBI hit for Austin Dennis, scoring Rita from second. Good job in the outfield, knowing no play at the plate. So instead, Robertson, the center fielder, threw to third and gets Vinsky at third base. 2-1 now New York. The pitch on the way, Boone, ground ball to the left side. Backhanded by the shortstop Dennis. Long throw to first, got him by half a step. 1-0. It's a ground ball off the mound up the middle. The second baseman Nathans with a glove flip to second. Dennis throws on to first, a double play to end the inning. Nicely done by the New York middle infield. They turn two. Thunderbolts once again got the first two men on base. Nobody out. A couple of errors, but they do not score. We played 6 full. And the score, New York 11, Windy City 1. This is Thunderbolts Baseball on the Bolts Media Network. 3-0 pitch. High fly ball in the infield. 3 players converging. It's the shortstop, Dennis, who I think almost dropped it at the last moment there, or just was sort of playing it nonchalant. So Spillane is out on the high infield pop-up.
Yeah, it looks like Spillane was swinging for the fences there. Just got dropped that back shoulder a bit, popped her up.
Up to the left side. Dennis gobbles it up, goes to first and picked out by Quitzer. Sanford retired, but on a cue shot. The former third-round pick of the Yankees is retired for the third time tonight. Shine took the 2022 year as he slaps one to short, caught on the line by Dennis for out number 3 on the year. 1-1 to Dennis, pulled fair down the left field line. Vinsky's going to get waved around third, he'll score. Dennis turning at first, he'll get into second, standing up. And back-to-back doubles for New York to begin the ballgame. We're knotted at 1. First extra base hit of the season for Austin Dennis, and it's a game-tying RBI double in the opening inning. Pulled the off-speed pitch, just kept it fair over the third base. Gonzalez out of the stretch of the 1-0. Garcia lifts it to left field. Should be deep enough to score Dennis. Orozco charging, makes the catch. Dennis tagging. Strong throw home, but just a second late. As Austin Dennis scores, but he's hobbling after he crossed home plate. He may have slipped while landing on the plate there, and you can see an immediate gingerly walk into the dugout. Hopefully Austin is all right. After Gabriel Garcia did his job, the sacrifice fly puts New York in front, 2-1. On wind up to 2-2. Dennis rips it up the middle, and it's down for a base hit. The clock comes in to cut it off as Dennis jogs down to first. That was delayed a bit due to the weather that came in last night. It's only in the bottom of the fourth as Dennis pulls one to left field and lands in front of Gonzalez as Gardella scores. And Dennis drives in his second run of the game. It's 9-3 Boulders. Austin Dennis Dennis leads off against Franklin Parra. Dennis hits the first one well to center field. Going back, Lacroix reaches up. It's over his head and one hops the wall. Dennis around first, jogging into second base with a ringing leadoff double. With one away in the ninth. Oh, back it works toward home, and Dennis pulls it to left field. Coming in McCusker. He's forced to play it on the hop, and he's going to wave Garbella around third. The throw home, not in time. New York walks it off. Austin Dennis, the hero, on the RBI single in the ninth. And the Boulders win their fourth straight. And this one in walk-off fashion. Austin drove in 2 runs last night, now has 7 RBIs on the season, as he has been the DH this entire homestand. Acosta, no look at Garbella, delivers home. Dennis drives one to right center field. Into the gap, Lugano. He looks up, and that ball's gone. Opposite field, power for Austin Dennis. And made it a walk-off, woke him up. His first long ball of the season as New York ties the knot at 2. Dennis got the barrel on it and drove it over the Chestnut Ridge Transportation sign in right center field. A 385-foot 2-run homer. Dennis, a 2-run home run, his first of the year, back in the second inning. As he hits one off the end of the bat into right center field, and it's down. Scored it easily from second is Garbella, going first to third. Del Valle on the second RBI hit of the game for Austin Dennis. And the Boulders up by 3. Dennis, who's in his second stint with the Boulders, played about 2 weeks last year before he had his contract purchased by the Kansas City Royals. 1-1, lifted to right field. Garcia working back, loses it in the sun, and it lands at his feet, bouncing to the wall. Del Valle had to hold up. He goes first to third. Dennis into second. And we'll wait to see if that's a hit or an error. It's probably going to be a double because Garcia lost it in the sun very clearly. And it is the double for Austin Dennis, his third hit of the game. And he's now a triple shy of the cycle.
Donc c'est un simple pour Austin Dennis, mais là on va aller observer, voir comment Michael Austin se porte.
Ça c'est inquiétant parce que la balle qui a été frappée de plein fouet, je pense qu'elle a fait un bond quand même au sol avant d'aller sur la cheville de Michael Austin.
Et la balle est frappée mollement. Ben, il y aura un point là-dessus. Et voilà, retiré, mais un point produit pour Reese Jurgen, et c'est 5-3.
On parlait d'opportunisme,
oui.
il trouve le moyen encore une fois.
Parce que c'est pas le balle bien frappé. C'est ça, pas ça qu'il avait en tête, mais il était tellement frappé mollement qu'il n'y avait pas d'option au deuxième but pour un double jeu. Alors,
here's Austin Dennis, DH, batting right. First pitch from Gonzalez is grounded up the middle. That's a base hit to center. As Dennis records his first knock of the game as he takes it back up the chute. The 2-2. Little looper left side, and it falls in, base hit. New York's got a 2-out knock as Dennis loops one to left. The 2-2. High fly ball hit well to deep left. Talamonte looking up, and it is gone. Solo home home run off the bat of Austin Dennis as he takes Tyler Jandrin over the wall in left for his second home run of the season. The solo shot has made it 4-0 New York here in the top half of the fifth. Spun around, he would have had to throw to second. The 3-2, and Dennis grounds it through the right side. That's a base hit to right field. Boulders triple of the year. The 1-0. Breaking ball waited on and 2-hop to third. Dennis fields and throws across the diamond in time. Ground ball left side. Dennis fields. The throw across the diamond is in time.
Pulled to the left side. Up with it, Dennis. His only choice is to throw across the diamond to first. Flares it to shallow left. Out goes Dennis into foul territory, reaching out, and he makes the catch. The range being shut off by Austin Dennis, who just moved to shortstop last inning. On the righty matchup, Wolshinski's 2-2. Hits softly up the middle. Behind the bag is Dennis. He gathers. Side-winding throw on the move. And he gets Mondesi for the second out. Another nice play by Austin Dennis, making the difficult look easy. State in front here. As he pops the 2-1 up in the shallow center field. Out goes Dennis and Figueroa. Dennis with the call and the catch as he makes all 3 outs in the inning. Wolshinski's payoff pitch. Bounce to the left side, waiting on it, Dennis. Quick gather, rifle to first, and barely gets the speedy MacArthur for out number 2. In the bottom of the 8th, Dennis runs. First pitch misses up. Throw to second, but Dennis dives in safely. Austin Dennis with his first stolen base of the season. And he launches himself into scoring position for Quitzer. Dennis, who had been battling lower body injuries over the last couple of months and even while playing this season, back at shortstop, and definitely looks healthy with the way you've seen him move, both in the field and now on the bases tonight. From the hole, the 2-1, Dennis pulls it up the middle through for a base hit. Pinsky being waved around third. Hope score standing up on the RBI single from Austin Dennis, and the Boulders back in front 2-1. Dennis from Rockledge, Florida. Played his college ball at Middle Tennessee State before being drafted in the 20th round of the 2018 draft by the Houston Astros. 258 this year for the Boulders. Spent 4 weeks maybe on the DL for New York. And slowly acclimating himself back to playing the field as well as hitting. Jandron checks the runners, 2-0, and Dennis hits one well to left. Going back, Feinstein on the track, turns around, looks up, see ya. First inning, 3-run home run off the bat of Austin Dennis. And the Boulders catapult themselves to a 3-run lead early. Doubleheader. Bottom of the 7th inning, Austin Dennis leads off and chops the first pitch to the left side, and it skips past an oncoming Taylor Wright. Dennis turning first, digging for second, and he slides in safely with a leadoff double. A Baltimore chopper to the left side. Leaping for it was Wright. That's A.J. Wright. Going low for it, Taylor Wright. Neither could make the play. And Dennis just kept going, taking second. And a winning run in scoring position for New York. Left young lefty matchup. First pitch from Munoz. Popped up left side. Dennis in foul territory. Makes the catch. Side retired. Another 0-2. Runners go. Curveball outside. Throw. Goes to second and bounces into center field. Dennis will score, taking third. Garbella on the double steal plus the error by Tyrus Green. Each catcher has now thrown a ball in the center. It's a 5-2 ball game with 3-4-5, due up for the Boulders in the home fifth as Austin Dennis drives one to deep right center field. Into the gap, and one hops up against the wall. Dennis around first, digging for second. Throw comes in late from Jacob Sanford. And Austin Dennis aboard the leadoff double the other way. Austin's been on all 3 times in game 2 of this doubleheader. Austin has been on all 3 times in game 2 of this doubleheader. A pair of walks, a double, a stolen base, and a run scored. You add that to a game 1 where he hit a sacrifice fly, double, and the 3-run homer. Gonzalez readies from the belt. Lifts and delivers, and Dennis pulls one down the left field line, fair, and rolling off the wall in front of the bridge bar. Vinsky goes first to third. Dennis trails him into second with his second double of the ball game, third of the doubleheader, and the go-ahead runs are in scoring position for the Boulders with still nobody out. An outstanding offense has shown for Austin in yesterday's doubleheader. 4 hits across the 2 games, which include the 3-run home run and 3 doubles. As he lines one to left, down for a base hit. Moving to his left is Feinstein to cut it off. Smith will score. McKenzie goes first to third on the RBI single for Austin Dennis, who continues to hit Ottawa pitching very well. One pitch to Dennis upcoming. Shoulder high set, high leg kick. The breaking ball chopped up the middle off of Larson's glove, allowing Vinsky to score. Dennis reaches first. A slow bouncer that Urbias would have been able to make a play on if it got past Larson. But the outreach glove of the 6'7" Larson knocked it the opposite direction. It's an infield RBI single for Austin Dennis and Rail Garcia. Dennis runs. First pitch curveball inside. Fukuda's to go to second. Not in time. Throws a bit to the third base side of the bag, forcing Dicochet to spin in order to apply a tag. And Dennis in there with his third stolen base of the year. And if he appears almost completely healthy. 2-2 home. Dennis pulls it to the left side. Backhanded by Urbias in the hole, but he'll put it in his back pocket. Both corner infielders in on the grass, expecting Rojas to bunt. Gives himself up and bunts it hard to third. Dennis fields and a sidearm toss to first. Gets Rojas. But Brandy does his job, moving Urbias to third with less than 2 outs. And now you've got the big bats coming up. A year ago, for about 2 weeks before Austin had his contract purchased by the Kansas City Royals. 1-0. Slow roller left side. Charging Robinson. Throws on the move to first, but not in time. Dennis beats out the infield single. 3 straight hits to begin the 8th for New York. They've got the pieces juice. Power bats coming to bat. Drives one into right center field. It's down for a base hit and rolling into the gap. McKenzie will score easily as Harris cuts it off in the gap. Vinsky being waved home. A double clutch to throw home from Riho. Not in time as Vinsky scores as well on the 2-run double by Austin Dennis. And the Boulders go in front 2-1. Wheels and deals and the 1-2. Bounced up the middle. Past the diving Riho and into center field for a base hit. Dennis turns around first but holds up there with his second hit of the ball game. A 1-out base runner for the Boulders in the third. A 2-run double to right center field in the first. Combined with a stolen base for Dennis. Singled in the third, and he singles again here in the fifth. Line drive to left, that's down in front of an oncoming Martin Figueroa. And Austin Dennis has got himself a 3-hit ball game. Payoff pitch. Dennis reaches forward and lofts it into left field for a base hit. Garcia scores. McKenzie behind him. The throw goes to third. They get Vinsky at third, but the run at home is going to count. A 2-run single for Austin Dennis, who continues to come up in the clutch for New York. Fourth inning comes to an end. Harris to lead off. Punts the first pitch to the left side. Charging Dennis. Gloves. Throws on a run to first and just got the speedy Harris. The quick transition from glove to hand and a bullet on the move. Dennis guns down Harris for the first down. Drawn. 1-2 to Robinson. He bounces one to the left side. They count for Dennis. Time to set his feet and throw a strike to first. Retiring Robinson for the first down of the inning. The lower third of the order now 0 for 8 against Roland. Chuck Valacola sets. Pitch home and Dennis rifles one into right field for his second hit of the ball game. Austin Dennis continues to impress on this homestand. He's aboard as the go-ahead run with 1 out in the 7th for Francisco Del Valle. Payoff pitch to Dennis. Lifted into right field. It's down for a base hit. Smith scores. McKenzie around third to throw home. It's a good one, but McKenzie slides around it. Throw a bit up the line. Garland went to get it, and by the time he spun and applied the tag, McKenzie had glided across home plate. It's a 2-run single for Austin Dennis, and the Boulders are now doubling up the Miners, 8-4.
Le tir. La balle qui est frappée à travers la monticule en lieu sûr. 1 point vient marqué, 2 points viennent marquer. Et c'est maintenant 5-4.
Oh oh!
Attention, aïe aïe aïe.
Le tir. Le coureur est en course vers le deuxième. Ce sera un coup sûr. Non! J'allais dire, la balle a échappé finalement au voltigeur de droite et là-dessus, tout le monde est sauf. Un point bien marqué. Alors la balle qui a été frappée grave là-dedans. La balle est frappée mollement du côté du troisième. La balle est remise au premier pour le retrait. Très beau jeu d'Austin Dennis là-dessus. M'excuse. Le tir. La balle est frappée en direction du troisième. Bien récupéré. Est-ce que ce sera à temps? C'est un long jeu, mais oui! On a remis à temps au premier TJ White, qui n'est pas un marchand de vitesse. Ça a apparu sur la dernière séquence, malheureusement. Mais les Capitals ont inscrit un autre point sur le circuit de Tristan Pompey. Une flèche dans la gauche qui a amené les Capitals à cette nouvelle séquence.
La balle qui est frappée
À la hauteur du troisième coussin, ça va permettre à Claude de venir marquer. On remet au premier but pour le deuxième.
Même s'il n'avait pas de billet terrasse.
La balle qui est tirée le long de la ligne du troisième, capté du gars renversé par le joueur de troisième but qui remet attaque Chris pour le premier retrait. Le tir. La balle qui est frappée faiblement en direction du joueur de troisième coussin, Austin Dennis qui remet rapidement à Chris Switzer pour...
Robbie's 2-2 breaking ball. Pulled to the left side and a leaping catch by Austin Dennis. Timed it perfectly, and Austin Dennis takes away a hit from Carson McCusker to put an end to this road third. 4 years pitching at SUNY Brockport as Dennis drives one to right. McCusker toward the short porch, and that one's gone. Home run number 6 of the game for New York as Austin Dennis drives one over the Budweiser short porch. And that ties a Boulders franchise record with 6 home runs in a single ball game. We've still got 4 innings to go. Where I was getting prior to the Dennis solo shot. Eighth from the belt uses the slide step in Dennis. Lifts one to right center field. McCusker and Luciano into the gap, and it's off the glove of McCusker and rolls to the wall. Smith scores. McKenzie's going to come around from first to score as the throw goes over the head of Silverio at third. Austin Dennis will come in to score. Nothing going right for the Valley Cats. Lack of communication in the outfield results in 1 error. Miscue on a throw results in another, and 3 more runs come in for the Boulders, who now lead the Valley Cats 18-8 in just the 6th inning. Two errors committed on the play allows 3 runs to score. And from the Leathers, the 2-2 home, and Dennis flares one to shallow right. Going out, Mercer, it's over his head and lands between he and the oncoming McCusker.
Comes set and delivers. Ripped into right center field. Bialnik sprinting after it. That's going to land at the base of the wall. Bialnik fires it in to Mercer. The runner from second's rounding third. He slides in safely. We have a tie game. And stuff.
Yeah, we just finished up a tournament in Fulton Park.
Oh, that's awesome. As Juan Silverio snaps his bat, grounds out 6-3 to the shortstop Dennis. He's looking at the runner twice at second. Kicks and foul. Swung on and missed for strike 3. He was a drop third strike, and the throw from Campagna's over the first baseman. Zuniga, the runner's going to come from first all the way from second in to slide safely at home. Campagna's not happy with that. Deuce jam with 2 away. Luciano grounds one softly over the shortstop Dennis, who flips it over for the force out. He winds and delivers. A ground ball up the middle from Campagna. Shortstop Dennis over, fires over to Quitzer in time. A nice play there by Dennis up the middle. That pitch is lined up the middle, so a 2-out hit for Dennis. That's his 3rd hit of the game. So he's 3 for 7. Luciano skies one in the shallow center field. Smith racing on under it. But it's a shortstop, Dennis, that makes the catch.
Lead for Zimmerman. Wojcicki looks that way. Zimmerman goes as Harris skies one to left field. Shallow left as Dennis goes out. He makes the call. And the catch in front of an oncoming David Vinsky for the 2nd out of the 2nd inning. And his 10 innings of relief work. A 1 bounced up the middle. Behind the bag is Dennis. Sidearm throw on the move, and he gets the speedy Riho for out number 1. So just 4 innings for Wojcicki. I said he checks Washington, kicks and goes. Washington runs, and Figueroa floats one to shallow left field. The shortstop Dennis out, and he trips back to make the catch for the. Here's the Miners hold. Kevin Rowland grounds one to short. Dennis, a toss to second. Garcia's turn in time for the double play. New York picks up the loose change on the bases with a 6-4-3 double play to end the third. And Hammond works out of trouble once again. Munoz sets from the letters. Kicks and goes. The 1-2. Grounded to the left side. Backhanded by Dennis. To second for one. Turn to first. In time, they got the double play. Dennis to Garcia to Hernandez. And Munoz comes in, getting two for the price of one. And evading the traffic on the bases in the seventh. Infield plays Dennis to pull. But he goes the other way with one. Lining one down the right field line, and it rolls into the corner. Dennis around first, heading for second. He's going to turn and head for third. Throw cut off by Rowland. The return to third. Not in time. Dennis in there safely. An opposite field three-bagger for Austin Dennis. His first triple of the season. Now he's 90 feet from home with less than 2 outs as an insurance run for the Boulders in the seventh. Couldn't have placed it better for a chance at 3 bags. Anybody head on. First pitch to Quiros, bounced out to short. Dennis up with it, throws to first, and gets Quiros to finish off the 1-2-3-8 inning. Play will play left. Gomez flares one to the left side. Easy play for Austin Dennis on the soft alignment. Here's again the 3-2. Bounce to second. Figueroa tosses to Dennis across the bag. A sidearm slingshot to first. Gets Flete to end the inning. Another 4-6-3 double play that Brian Flete bounces into. And we're in the middle of the seventh now. 13-4. Florida's in front after.
Payoff pitch for Gordon. It's lifted very high in the infield. Charging in are both Dennis and Hernandez on the left side. It's finally Dennis that brings it in for out number one. Dennis really came in a long way to make that catch. The 2-2 to Baez. Sent sharply towards the shortstop Dennis, who plays it on 3 hops. The throw to first is high, but in time for out number one. The 1-0 is sent right back up the middle. Long run for Khalil. Goes off the tip of his glove and then off the tip of Tyler Jones's glove. And it'll be a hard hit infield single for Austin Dennis. The 1-0 comes home and it's sent sharply out towards right field. McNamee with a long run. It falls in front of him for a base hit. It's off the wall. Rounding third is going to be the man Quitzer. The throw to third's in time, and they tag the man out. Is it before the play at the plate? It is not before, so the run will score, the game will tie, and chance for it. 2-2 is sent awkwardly towards the shortstop Dennis, and he pulls it out of the air. Ball sent sharply to the right side. Garcia will play to Dennis for one at second. Over to first in time for the double play. It's one right back up the middle. Dennis has to play it to his left side. The throw to first is accurate in time for out number 2. Tough play there for Dennis out there. Hit hard towards Dennis at short. He'll play it off the ground. The throw across the first is just in time. A 1-out towards Dennis. He sends it out towards center field. Charging in is Gordon. And it'll land in front of him for a base hit.
Austin Dennis 1 for 1 with a 2-run home run. And at second base, still 2 outs. There's a breaking ball strike, 0-1 on the New York shortstop. Off of second base now is Vinsky with 2 outs. Here's the 0-2. Grounded slowly in the hole, deep and short. Sliding is Diaz. He keeps it on the infield, but has no play anywhere. And now halfway to the cycle is Dennis with an infield hit. That's now 3 straight 2-out hits.
Get their offense back up and running. 1-1 pitch hit on the ground. This could be 2. The shortstop Dennis flips to second for 1, on to first, and it's in time.
Chopper towards shortstop, waiting for it is Dennis. He jumps to get it, and then his throw is a bit high, but reaching up the hand is Quincer. And he's 0-2 pitch, breaking ball grounded to short, backhanded on 2 hops by Dennis. He throws down to first in time.
And the runner at second, here's the 2-2. And a pitch is lined into right field. Going back is Isaac Bernard. He's at the track, he's at the wall. He leaps and it's gone onto the berm. The Boulders continue to use that right field berm this weekend as Austin Dennis finds it. And it's a 2-run shot, and with nobody out, the Grizzlies' lead has been cut to 2. It's 5-3.
Rodriguez has been burned by a lot of Grizz bombs in his time with the Grizz.
Here is Austin Dennis, another tough customer here for the New York Boulders. First pitch is a fastball. This one's lined up the middle. This is a base hit, and that is the New York Boulders' first hit of the ball game. So, no more no-hitter. The 0-2. Breaking ball, a survival hack to the shortstop Dennis. He has it, and he flips it on to first just barely in time to get Trevor Achenbach.
Short lead for Austin. It was 4 stolen bases, but he runs. Fastball up. Throw from Martinez. And they don't get him. Close play. Ball knocked out of the glove of a covering Elliott Curtis when Dennis slid in head first. As he picks up his 5th stolen base of the year. Bounces one to second. Garcia to Dennis. Over to first. In-time double play. Taylor made to end the third. 4-6-3. We head to the home third. All square at 1 on the Boulders Broadcast Network. Powered by Orange and Rockland. 3-1 pitch. Dribble to the right side. Off the mound right. Fields his position and overthrows the first baseman Pettis, and down the right field line it goes. Vinsky around third, he'll score. Dennis goes to second. Antoine Rivier's 5th defensive error of the ball game. This one is going to go against Matt Wrights. A slow dribbler off the mound in Wrights, kind of 5-finger grip, didn't just do a palm ball. First pitch, Gladue, bounce to short. Dennis to second for 1, over to first, not in time. Infield shifts over with 2 strikes. Rollins pitch, bounce to the right side. Dennis, a sliding stop, slides up. And sidelines one to first to get Curtis for the first down. Austin Dennis to lead off the inning for the Boulders. He goes after the first pitch and grounds it fair inside the third base bang and rolling to the bridge ball. Dennis around first, digging for second as Pelletier takes his time getting the ball back in. It's a leadoff double for Austin Dennis, and the Boulders back in business. For that put-away pitch. Here it comes, and Mondesi breaks his bat, rolling it to short. Dennis waits on it, plenty of time to sling it to first. Below the Mendoza line this season. He flares one, shallow center field. Dennis out, reaches up, and makes the catch. Soft line drive nearly snuck over the head of Austin Dennis. Runs it down for the second out. They get some props from his pitcher, Alex Mack, who points out his direction. Two. Off to shallow left, drifting out the shortstop Dennis. Coming in is Smith, but Dennis will make the catch. The 2-2 breaking ball, pulled on the ground to the left, stopped through the hole for a base hit. Past the outreach glove of Jose Mercado as Dennis takes a wide turn around first, decides to hold up. Rodriguez from the windup, the 1-0. Lined into center field for a base hit. MacArthur plays it on 2 hops and tosses it in. Austin Dennis is aboard with his second hit of the ball game this year. 0-2 pitch, line to short. Dennis on a hop, goes on the run, and gets 1. Bounce to second. Garcia goes to Dennis. The return to first. Double play. Taylor made off the bat of Trey Woosley, and now it's done. Races the leadoff single. son. Strong feed to first, gets Woosley, and that's the ball game. The 2-1 pitch. Hold up the middle. Benevolent can't get there. It's off the end of his glove and into center field. Big turner on first for Dennis. He puts the brakes on. Dennis aboard with 2 down. Two offering. Bounce to first. Quitzer on the backhand. The second for 1. Dennis, the return to first. Sosa didn't cover the bag. Went over there, but did not position himself on first base, says Woosley. Reaches on a fielder's choice. And the Grays cut the deficit in half. It's now 2-1. They had plenty of time to get Woosley at first. Dennis made a strong throw, but Sosa did not get his right foot on the first base bag. A 1-2 pitch. Dennis lifts it into left field over a leaping Benevolent and down for a base hit. Innings giving up 1 run, Schneider 1 run in the 8th. Dennis lines one to left, coming in Holloman. Scott dodged forward, can't hold on. It's lost at his feet. Dennis stops the turn around first. It's more than the 5th straight hit.
2-1. Ground ball to the left side. Past the diving Clay Fisher in a left field base hit. And Austin Dennis is aboard with a 2-out single. Field 2. Fastball grounded to second. Could be 2. Garcia flips to second for 1. Dennis to first, and it's in time. And a double play brings home a run as A.J. Wright scores from third, but Hammond gets a pair of outs, and it just happened. 1-1. Fisher grounds a fastball in on his hands to short, and Dennis is up and firing on to first in time, and Fisher's retired for number 2. Fires. And Williams grounds it slowly to the left side. Charging is Dennis. He'll throw on the run to first in time. And A.J. lifts it in the air to shallow left. Out is Dennis. Near the line. Dennis makes the catch. And the ball game is over. A.J. and fires. Runner goes. And the slider misses down in the dirt. And Dennis is in safely without a throw at second with a head first slide. 1-0. Chopper over the mound. Charging is the shortstop. Dennis, he'll field and throw on the run to first in time to retire the side. 3-1, and Fisher grounds it to short. Picked up by Dennis, who'll throw on the run to first, and a nice stretch from Quitzer over it before suffering a loss last Friday against Sussex County. 2-1. Fastball bounced on the ground through the left side. That's a base hit to left field for Austin Dennis. 0-1, the pitch. Fastball on a line to short, and Dennis makes the catch. Back in 2017. 1-1. And Vinsky rips it to left center. Orozco over. So is Talamante, and it's out for a base hit. Nathan scores. Around third is McKenzie. He's in to score as Dennis stands in at second with a 2-run double. And 1. And Green lines it to short. It's caught by Dennis, who quickly flips to second. First offering from Mack is popped up a mile high on the infield. Who wants it? Shortstop Dennis calls it on the mound and makes the catch. For New York, 2-0. And Sanford chops it to the right side. The shortstop Dennis fields from the right side of the second base bag. Out of the stretch fires, and Talamante bounces one left side, backhanded by Dennis. He'll throw on the run to first, and it just beats Talamante to retire the side up. Trail by 8. 1-1, chopped up the middle, fielded by Dennis behind the bag at second, and the throw on to first is in time. And Jackie hits it in the air to shallow center. The shortstop Austin Dennis moves out to shallow right to make the long run and makes the grab to retire the side. 1-2 to Fisher, and it's popped up to shallow center. Shortstop Austin Dennis backpedaling, and he makes the grab for out number 2.
1-2. Through the motion, he goes home. And Kelly left center field. Out goes Dennis. In comes Vinsky. The shortstop Dennis makes the call and the catch. Set, kicks and delivers, and Dennis drives one to left. Going back, Pelletier loses his footing on the track, slips, and it lands in front of him. Vinsky going to third, Dennis behind him into second. 2-1, Dennis lines it up the middle and through for a base hit. He runs. 1-0, Dennis up the middle, and it's through the second base position as Curtis was covering. Vinsky goes first to third, Dennis aboard with a 3-hit ball game. Dennis drives it right center field into the gap. Ledoux leaps up, can't make the catch, and bounces toward the wall. They're going to wave Mortellini around third. No, a late stop sign put on by third base coach TJ Stanton. Mortellini scampers back to third. It's a double for Austin Dennis. His 4th hit of the night. First pitch, back to the screen, ricochets back to Tony, chasing home Dennis, and he beats the tag. Austin Dennis went feet first, and his cleats touched the edge of the bag before Tony could get to him with the glove. Bases loaded walk brings in a run. Now the bases loaded wild pitch brings in another. Niners 0-1, bounced up the middle. Big hop, Dennis there to correct. Since his feet throws a strike to first against Curtis. In the rubber and home. 2-1, bounced out to short. Dennis on the long hop. Strong Dennis before his first appearance in pro ball this year with the Eagles. 0-2, grounded to the left side. Tough hop off the glove of Kelly and into left field. Big turn for Dennis. It'll stay put at first with a leadoff single. Tonight's game comes to you live from the CSEA broadcast booth. CSEA members, always essential. 1, drilled to short. Dennis on the short hop, snap throw to second, but Santana in safely. They're going to say Dennis got that on a fly.
Righty on righty. There's a hard grounder through the middle, base hit. Dennis rounding first. As DeLow gets it in center field and frays it back in. So that'll bring up Tucker Nathans. Hitting .308 with 13 home runs and 36 RBIs. Batting from the left. Runner breaks for second. Here's the pitch. Outside corner strike. Throw down to second is late. Stolen base of the year for Dennis. Second goal of the game and scoring position for the Boulders. Tucker Nathan's at the plate. 0-1. Runner breaks for second. Here's the pitch. Base hit down the left field line past the dive of Abrams. Vinsky heading for third. That ball is loose in the corner. Vinsky getting the green light. He's going to score. On to second is Austin Dennis with an RBI double, and the Boulders take a 4-1 lead. Shallow center field to throw to first. Did he get it? Yes, he did. Beautiful play. Austin Dennis diving to his left. He throws out Santiago Chirito, and that retires the side. Hold that thought, William. We're going to come right back and we're going to talk a little more, all right? Dennis lines it down the left field line. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Garbella will score. Dennis on to second, and that's where he'll stay. So Austin Dennis with an RBI double scoring Giovanni Garbella, and the Boulders take a 5-4 lead. Rod stays in the game. There's a high pop into shallow center field. Dennis, the shortstop, backing up, makes the catch. Rubber. Keep the plate. It's a grounder off Schneider's glove. Right behind him is short as Dennis. Throws to first. 1 down. That'll go 1-6-3 for the putout. And that'll bring up Alfredo Marte, who's 3 for 4. Pitch on the way. It's a hard ground grounder. Dennis dives to his feet, throws to first, gets him. 2 down. Austin Dennis has made a couple of nice plays over short tonight. Another terrific one getting Alfredo Marte. And the Boulders are 1 out away from the win. He has diving to his left. Quick flip to first, gets him by a couple of steps. Against the lefty. Ray Walt, high hopper over towards second. Austin Dennis, the shortstop, cuts it off, throws to first, and the ball game comes to an end. Pitch coming. Line drive, left field, there's a base hit. Marte down to a knee, he gets it, he'll toss it back in. So up to second goes Matt Smith. Austin Dennis continues his hot series with a 1-out single. Hammond to the plate. Here's a pop-up into short left field. The shortstop, Austin Dennis, in fair ground, makes the catch. Fastball, line drive right field, and that falls in. It's going to skip off the wall. Martellini in from third. He'll score. The second run coming in for the Boulders. That's Smith on to second base. Goes Austin Dennis. He drives in 2, and the Boulders take a 4-3 lead. And fires. There's a ground ball. Hernandez at first, throws to second 1, relay to first, runner safe. So Salcedo cut down 3-6 over at second base. Simone reaches on the fielder's choice. 1 away, and that turns it over to the top of the order. And Trevor Abrams, who's 0 for 3, reached on an error and scored. In the 5th inning, flying out to center and a line out to right. There's a hard ground ball to short, gobbled up by Dennis. Goes to second 1, relay to first, double play. Goes to the plate, fastball grounded sharply middle of the infield, gobbled up by Dennis. Shortstop, he throws out Dalton Combs. Or Leon rocks back, goes over the top. There's a bloop to the middle of the infield, gobbled up by Dennis. On the run, throws to first, he got him! Nice play, Austin Dennis. Joe Simone out, 6-3, 1 away. That'll bring up Trevor Abrams, the Boulders 2 outs away from the win. Abrams 0 for 4. To the plate, there's a bloop to short, gobbled up by Dennis. Throw back to first, did they get him? They did! Double play! And the ball game comes to an end. New York wins. They take the series with the finale coming tomorrow. A chance for the sweep. They've won 11 out of their last 14. They're 4-1 now against the breaking ball. Looped into short right field. That's down for a base hit. Ray Walt toss it back in, so the Boulders have first and second with 2 outs. Max Smith up to second base, and Austin Dennis on for the second time. And that'll bring up Tucker Nathan. Nathan's 0 for 2. Fakes the steal. There's a cue ball to short. Ran by Dennis. He's going to throw back to first. Double play. Combs went about halfway. Halfway too far. Nice play by Austin Dennis on the soft pop-up, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning at Clover Stadium. It's New York 4, New Jersey 1. On the Vinsky breaks for second. There's a short fly ball punched into right field. That's down for a base hit. Ray Wolf gets it. On to third goes David Vinsky. And Austin Dennis on with a single, and that will bring the lead run to the plate in Tucker Nathan. For second. Here's the pitch. Nathan swings and misses. Throw to second late. So Dennis gets his 8th stolen base. He's now 8 of 11. That takes the force away at second.
comes to the plate. Hitting .329, 6 homers, 51 runs batted in. First pitch lifted in the air right center. It's going to get down for a hit and head towards the gap. Dennis rounds first on his way to second, and he'll stop there. This one hit on a hop to short. Dennis has got it. Throws on it in time. Not by 2-1 pitch. Hit hard left side. Backhanded by Dennis. The throw. Nice play. Dennis ranges over to his right. Backhanded and threw across in time. One away. That was hit 105 miles an hour. And the 0-2 pitch runner comes. Pitch hit on the ground. A diving stop by the shortstop Smith, who was covering the bag. Figueroa flips his helmet off in disbelief. If he's not, yes, that's the minors' way of baseball. If the runner's not going, it's up the middle. As we'll look at it again, going to break. 4-0 Capitals. Here's the 1-2. Hit on the ground to short. Fielded by Dennis. Throws on across in time. Spencer Johnson. Runners both go. This is hit up the middle for a base hit. Rounding third is Del Valle. He'll score easily. An RBI single for Austin Dennis, and it's now 4-1. A sharply hit single up the middle with the runners going. This broken bat flare to right. Sliding and not able to make the play is Harris. Rounding first, heading to second, and sliding in safely is Dennis, and it's now 5-3. Here's the line. Runner goes from second. Breaking ball in. Stolen base for Dennis. First pitch bunted right in front of the mound, and this is going to go to second. So Juwan Harris's turn to bunt it a little. The 1-0. Hit right back up the middle. Slow down a little bit. And the throw on the first in time. 1 away. Lined it right to short. Hit it hard, but he hit it right at Austin Dennis, who squeezes. Set by Mack again, the 0-1. Hit up the middle, should be 2. The step on the bag for 1 on the first. 6-6-3 double play. Dennis turns it. Bunting. Oh, that's another. That's going to get just 1. Still 2-2. Little floater to the right side, and this game will continue. An inside-out single by Austin Dennis.
And fires the full count pitch. Chirino taps it to short. Dennis picks it up, slings it, and beats Chirino by a couple of steps. 2 pitches when he heads back out there for the 4th. Marte shoots that to shortstop. Dennis picks it up, sets the feet, and fires to the outfield side of the bag. Chopper to second. Flipped onto the bag for 1. Back over to first, and Markman is safe. Up on Empire State 9-3. Top of the 6th. Combs skies that one to shallow short, and Dennis lets it drop to fire to second for 1. And Combs is going to be safe. I think Chirino is asking why it wasn't an infield fly. High chopper. Salcedo avoids it. The throw to third. They get the force, and everybody else is safe. 2-1. High chopper to second. Picked up and flipped to Dennis for 1. Back to first. Double play. From Warchansky is shot to second. On to the bag for 1. Back to first. It's a double play. Pitch. Tap by Wiley to short. Marte is going to try to dive back to the base. He'll be safe. The throw over to first is in time to get Wiley off the lines. 3-2 is a dribbler up the third baseline. That's going to get into no man's land, and Dennis is going to be safe. It's an infield base hit.
If Simone reaches here, is now the 1-1 on the way. This is tapped over to Dennis. Dennis picks it up on the hop glove side, fires to first, and beats Simone by 2 steps.
3-0 inside. It's a 4-pitch walk. Deals Runner goes, pitches in the dirt. Rusty chases after it, turning for third and making it there will be Dennis. So it's a ball, a stolen base, and the advance to third on the wild pitch.
Direction, the 1-1 home. Bounce to the left side. Charging is Dennis. He gathers and throws across the diamond to get Phipps, no problem. 3-1, rolled out to short. Dennis to second for one. Garcia's returned to first. In time, double play. Third on the Boulders Broadcast Network, powered by Orange and Rockland. From the letters is 1-1. Popped up, shallow left. Out goes Dennis. In comes Vinsky. Vinsky makes the call, and the catch sprinting toward the infield dirt. That's the second out of the ninth inning. Good communication between Vinsky and Dennis as they were both going full sprint at each other. Home is lined up first off the glove of Zanika and into right field. Smith being waved around third. Bell fields, spins, throws home. Smith slides in safely. Vinsky moves to third. Dennis trails on to second. On an RBI base hit to put the Boulders in front 1-0. A sharply hit line drive to the right side. Zanika reached out for it, got some leather on it, but could not corral the liner. 2-2 pitch, pulled to first. Scarbella's got it. Goes to second for one. Dennis is returned to first. In time, double play. Carmelo made the throw and returned to the bag himself. And a 3-6-3 double play ends a scoreless third. Out through 3 scoreless innings of work as we go to the bottom half of the inning. Boulders in front. His payoff pitch. Bounce to the right side. Past an outreach Zanika and into right field. Dennis finding the space between Bell and Zanika. Out of the dugout comes in Caviglia. See if that's the end of the line for Hanowich. On the crouch set is 2-2. Bounced up the middle, Dennis there to glove. Sets his feet, fires sidearm to first and gets Campania. First pitch running is Mercer. Pitch is low. Garcia's throw to second. In time they got Mercer. Beautiful throw. Dennis applied the tag to the back of Mercer, and he's gunned down for the second out. 1-0 pitch. Grounded to short. Dennis has it. Flips, takes it to the bag himself, and then fires over to first and doubles up Elder. An in-between decision of Dennis. Does he flip to Garcia, who was playing well off the bag, or take it himself? He chose the solo route. And the Boulders trade a run for 2 outs. 2-2 pitch. Bounce to short. Dennis plays the long hop. Sets his feet and fires to first, getting McCusker. Hammond's 0-1 curve. Popped up in the shallow center field. Garcia going back, as is the shortstop Dennis. Will make the basket catch, and nonchalant, drifting over his shoulder. A kick in the 1-2, rolled over to the left side. Dennis charges, sets, and fires to first, getting McCusker by a step. Hanowich, short leg kick, delivers home, and Dennis rips one through the hole on the right side. He's going to turn and dig for second. Throw cut off from Bell. The relay into second, not in time. Dennis takes advantage of the lackadaisical toss in from right field and earns himself a leadoff double. Dennis bounced on the left side, charging Garcia. He barehands, throws on the move. It's low, but Dennis would have beat it out either way. He slow leg lift, a breaking ball, grounded up the middle. Dennis behind the bag, he fields, goes across to first and barely gets Garcia for the first out of the inning. Kicks and delivers a slider, bounce to the left side. Dennis backhands in the hole, sets his feet, throws across the diamond, And the long throw gets Mondesi to end the 8th. Smith comes in and retires all 3 heat bases after the leadoff man was walked by Robbie Rowland. We go to the bottom of the 8th, working out of the windup. 1-1, bounce up the middle off the glove of Mack. Dennis charges, fields, and fires to first, getting Estrada. Team tries. As Dennis rips one down the right field line fair and bouncing into the corner. Vinsky being waved around third. Scott plays it in right field. Relay throw home, not in time. Vinsky slides in safely. Dennis up to third with an RBI triple to put the Boulders on the board. After giving up 3 runs on the 7th half of the inning, New York bounces back with at least one of its own. First pitch running is Dennis. Throw down to second, cut off in front of the bag by Robbie Carling, and Dennis, with his 12th stolen bases of the season, there's now 2 in the season. First pitch to Chris Quitzer in the dirt, gets away as Dennis was running. Called it. Garrett checks Dennis. He takes off for third. Fastball up, throw down to third, not in time. Another stolen base for Austin Dennis, his 3rd of the night. 1-0. Lifted high into shallow left. Out goes the shortstop Dennis. He crosses into foul territory and settles under to make the catch. Snap throw to first. A long throw in that from Dennis on target. 1-0. Grounded to second. McKenzie's got it. Tosses to Dennis. And over to first they go. 4 with the arms extended. His 2-2 pitch. Bounced up the middle. Dennis has it behind the bag. He spins, fires, picked out by Quitzer, and they got Carling.
It's that defensive play.
What a play by Austin Dennis. Drifting behind the second base bag. Got enough on the throw. And then Quitzer with the scoop at the other end. That's going to be your Montefiore defensive play of the game.
Balle glissante, rappelé mollement vers le joueur d'Inter, capte et remet au premier. Je croyais que ça allait être hors-site.
Ouais.
En course par Santana. Balle frappée d'arc-plomb par Brown. Tout un jeu défensif du joueur d'Inter. On a évité la balle à double jeu. Frappé au centre, à monter 60 degrés Celsius, j'imagine, en octobre. Et en temps de course, on va être sauf de la part du coureur.
Ouais, c'est pas le meilleur relais de Sanchez.
Donc, tennis, le tir de Lyon. Frappé mollement. Est-ce que ça va traverser? Non. Capté par le joueur d'Inter des Boulders. Victoire des Boulders. 8-7.
Wow!
En délai de pluie pendant un certain moment. Et Tennis va mettre la balle en jeu devant Panis.
Un point bien marqué.
Ouais, ça sera un simple point produit. Non, ça va être... Ah, peut-être.
Non.
Non.
Capté.
Il a été menotté. Attrapé par le joueur d'Inter. Capte garde renversé, remet au premier. Attend. 10.
Correction hier, Fred. 7-0 par le reste.
Santana, faible roulant joueur d'Inter. Ça sera le 3e retrait. On tire cette fois-ci. On est retiré. Au 2. Panas, est-ce que ça va percer? Oh non! Ah!
Oh là là.
Oh là là, là, Stanton va se faire expulser, c'est pas mal certain.
Oui, parce que
honnêtement, il était retiré.
on a envoyé au 3e but et le joueur n'était plus sur le coussin. On parle de Sanchez.
Oh là là!
Et on déclare sauf. Alors les Boulders ne comprennent pas ce qui se passe, les Blues non plus.
En fait, là, le coureur des aigles a devancé lors du deuxième but au deuxième. Donc, on a lancé au troisième. Sanchez à retiré.
Ouais.
Ça va percer. Une clôture temporaire.
La balle est frappée. Est-ce que ça va percer? Non. Le joueur d'Areco va effectuer un retrait.
Va se poser du côté des cascades pour la fin de saison.
Il pourrait pas.
Non, il n'a pas joué le nombre de matchs.
Exactement.
J'avais pas réfléchi à ça. Par rapport à cassé, ça va. Ouais, ça va tomber en lussure.
Non! Non! Quel
Joueur d'Inter.
Wow!
Oui. Austin Dennis là, qui gagne vol un coup sûr.
Ouais, tout un jeu là-dessus.
These two teams 6-6 against each other this year. Another 1-2. Pulled on the ground left side. Diving snag in the hole by Fisher. Throw to first. Over the head of Dicochet. Dennis turns. He's digging for second. Dicochet's throw. Picked by Urbias, and he applies the tag, getting Dennis. Dennis thrown out, trying to take second on the overthrow. He's out there barking a bit, and now he's been tossed from the ball game. Fred De Jesus has thrown Austin Dennis out of this ball game. One lined into left field and down for a base hit in front of an oncoming Orozco. Wide turn for Dennis. He stops at first with the Boulders' first hit of